to shout against the coming crescent, to raise my voice as if it were a child, with hurt on my heart, alone out in the dark. Well, I am here to burn the memory with miles. I'm tired of the words that I've been using, the common colors I have found to paint. Unseen on Ashley River Road, the hanging moss, the shadows breathing life back into ghost. And this is more than memory of somewhere I've never been. I can feel the humid hands in your grasp is on the wind. Something buried in the bones beneath the angel oak. Oh, sometimes love gets in the blood, sometimes it calls you home. To stalk strange and familiar streets, to peer deep underneath answers for things I know. My heart impulse, they swing and moan, and it calls me on. Crickets said, cicadas serenade old avenues. We'll trace the braille of shadows frail by pale and crescent moon. We'll reminisce on nights like this. Surrender is in bloom. Buried in the bones beneath the angel oak. Oh, sometimes love gets in the bite, sometimes it calls you home. To stalk strange and familiar streets, to peer deep underneath answers for things unknown. My heart impulse, they swing and moan, and it calls me on. And it calls me on home. And it's you behind these cypress shadows, and it's you, we're calling out my name.
fisheye. How's the fisheye getting you?
Hey everybody, this is Jim Jones from Music for the Revolution, and we are here at Sonic Rocket.
I was prepared to introduce myself this
with
Trent Ramsauer, 10,000 Songs for Good.
Yes, and we're joined today with Cardinal Moon.
Hey,
Hello.
what's happening?
Yeah, so Al, why don't you tell us a little bit about you guys, and if you could, introduce the band that's no longer here for the interview, but let us know who's playing with you tonight.
Sure. I'll let Al start.
All right. Well, Dawn and I are from the same town, Morristown, New Jersey.
Oh, is that
But
right?
we met out here in San Diego. I heard her, they were playing one of her songs on the radio, and I was like, I need to find this person and, like, write some music with her. So we wound up meeting up, and I was on a greyhound trip, and I started sending little lyrics back and forth to her, and she would send me song ideas, and that was pretty much the genesis of the first record. So tonight we had the full band, which is Ian Owen on guitar, Dylan Jones on drums, Matthew LaBarber on bass, Don Mitschele on vocals and guitar, and myself on percussion.
Right.
Now, talking about the percussion, your collection is amazing. Now, you roll in with the suitcase, and what made you get those items?
You know, I listen to a lot of Tom Waits, and he uses a lot of kind of found objects as percussion. That was always a big influence on me sonically. So
Is that Bones?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Bone Machine.
Bone Machine, that's what it's called.
Yeah, big fan. So yeah, I do a lot of like yard sailing and thrift storing and swap meeting, and I'll find little things I can put something together out of. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it was Shane Hall that first told me about you guys. And so I checked you out and listened to the CD, and I was just like blown away. I was like, love these guys. I was like, this is like one of the best kept secrets.
Aw,
That's
thank you.
really fun.
I was falling through a mist of evening, through the lights deceiving, further into you. Fast as fever, and still I haven't landed. Never would have planned this. Catch me in your blue. You were taken by love. It's long eroding. We both know where it is going, but it's always hard to leave. This is quicksand under me. We're walking. Pretend it's only talking. Pretend that you can breathe. And all that I have ever known is how to be alone. And all that I could ever want is a heart that someone owns. I was turning against my judgment, out into nothing, leaving you to be. Well, always tongue-tied, wrapped in what's familiar, even if it kills you. I wish you could believe. We were caught out in the deep, found another distance, and we tried
No, the vibe tonight, the music. It's been fun getting the different bands here, but this is like a trance. I was just sitting there mesmerized. It's just this mellow feel, but it captures you. It wraps around you, and it's so cool. And he's played your music for me before. He introduced me to you guys since we worked together. And I'm sitting in his room filming you guys, but I just realized I was lost. I was like in this cloud. Is that what you're trying to portray? What are you trying to get out with Cardinal Moon? What do you want people to feel?
Entranced, lost in the music.
Exactly that. That's great. That's a great description.
All right.
I think you answered the question for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll try and leave you some space then next time.
No, that was great, man. Anytime, like, you know, music should be like an enthralling experience that you can close your eyes and it can take you somewhere. You know, it's like reading a poem and you can just kind of interpret it your own way, and hopefully it takes you on a journey. So if we accomplish that tonight, that's the goal.
And it's nice that it's a collaborative effort because, I mean, Al writes all the lyrics and I write the music, and then the guys like fill it out, and we have, you know, when we bring a new song to the group, then everybody, you know, puts in their feedback, and so it's a good organic collaborative experience.
The guitar tone was amazing. Just the whole vibe of it was cool. It was a wonderful experience to be in that room tonight. So I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. So the writing process, as you said, Al's writing lyrics. What happens? Like, do you start with the words first and then come together and figure this out, or how does it unfold?
Sometimes I'll have a couple reference songs, like, hey, I was listening to this when I wrote this, you know, this is kind of a vibe I'd like to go for. But it's really interesting because, like, you know, Dawn will have her interpretation of it, like, melodically, because I'm not very good, like, melodically, and she's great, you know, and it'll just transform it from one thing, and then you hear it, like, you know, with an acoustic guitar and her voice, and then when we give it to the band, it becomes like this whole bigger thing. So it goes through all these stages and on its way to like a finalized, fully realized version of a song, you know? Yeah, once it becomes like a fully realized version of the song, then it's a lot different than how it started.
Yeah.
But it's always worked, you know?
Well, I know one of the songs I asked you guys to play tonight was Ashley River Road. And, you know, one of those lines in there was something buried in the bones. It just sticks, at least with me. What's like the inspiration behind that, or what were you going for?
That was funny, man. I was on a Greyhound bus I think I went to Chicago. Yeah, I was on a bus to Chicago. I'm afraid of flying, so I just take the bus everywhere like an idiot. And I usually like keep my headphones on and try not to like engage with too many people, because people that travel by bus, people like me, are usually like crazy, you know. And like I've had like on that trip, I remember like we picked up a bunch of inmates from a prison in Chicago. Like it was just a long bus trip. But on the last leg of the trip, I sat next to this guy from Charleston, South Carolina, which is a place my mom almost moved to. And he was like probably my best seating partner, like of all time on the bus. And we just talked about music and life and art and culture for like hours. And he was telling me about this place in Charleston called Ashley River Road. And he was just like, just got to drive down this street, and there's all these overhanging trees that kind of meet in the middle of the road. And he just gave this really great description of it, you know. And there's just this kind of old antique feeling to the south. And I remember when he got off the bus, I just looked up pictures of Ashley River Road, and I just tried to put a story together about what it would feel like to be on this road, like living in this area. And that's what came out.
Now that's awesome, because the story you just told us about it is amazing for the words. Now the melody and the hook in that chorus, he played that once where, like I said, we worked together. He played that and it stuck with me. It was in my head, and then he said, hey, we got Cardinal Moon coming. It pops in my head. It's just something addicting about that. And so the combination of you two putting that song together, that's amazing, because I love it.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorites you got to do. So it's cool.
Thank you.
It's cool to have that backstory now. It's like, oh, so now the song's even better. I was like, it's one of those songs where you sit around, I didn't write this. Who wrote this? And you get mad because you didn't write it. You just want
That's a
part
good
of it.
compliment.
That's
It's
awesome.
awesome.
I hear songs like that all the time.
And you go, I
I'm
wish
like,
I wrote
oh,
that song.
man.
Man, where-
Sometimes there are things where I'm like, I could have written that if I had the time. Like, there was like, it wasn't like an out of reach song, but it's so good, you know?
Yep.
But can't write them all.
Just a night, the line got you. Forgetting debris, aiming at darkness, leading to leave. Caught in the crossfire of those who still see another long war in the name of some place. Oh, instincts don't come easy as they used to, and I overthink the simplest of truths. Oh, the answer has always been you. Oh, the answer has always been you. In the middle of moonlight, on a crescent too thin, feeling the braille scars on your skin. A walk in the trail, the places you've been, feeling the frailty, starting again. Oh, instincts don't come easy as they used to, and I overthink the simplest of truths. Oh, the answer has always been you. Oh, the answer has always been you. Oh, the answer has always been you. Oh, the answer. Oh, the answer has always been you. No, I won't let go. I won't let go. I do not hold your flame. No, I won't let go. I won't let go. I can't recall your name. Oh, I won't let go. I won't let go. It starts to sound the same. Oh, I won't let go. I won't let go. I don't know why I came. Oh, instincts don't come easy as they used to, and I overthink the simplest of truths. Oh, the answer has always been you. Oh, the answer has always been you. Oh, the answer has always been you. Oh, the answer. Oh, the answer has always been you.
We had a couple other songs. What were we playing after Ashley River Road?
We played Further Into You,
Mm-hmm.
which if you had to ask me what that was about, I really couldn't tell you. I'll have to listen to it and like read through the lyrics. I really don't. I just don't remember. Then we played
That was on the first album,
yep.
and then we played
The Answer.
2 new ones
Mm-hmm.
that are going on the next album. So The Answer.
And Come Undone. I could tell you Come Undone was listening to Van Morrison Astral Weeks over and over and over again.
Oh.
I just got obsessed with that album for a minute, and then I guess from that minute throughout the rest of my life.
Wow.
It's just such a great record. And it's got this kind of, you know, I don't, our song, I don't know, it doesn't have like it doesn't really feel like that Van Morrison album, but like, I know Dawn's a big Van Morrison fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that record in particular, it's just got this cool, jazzy, hypnotic, entrancing feel to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it feels kind of like loose and improv on that record, you know? But that first song that opens that record, I love those lyrics so much, and they kind of inspired the lyrics on that one.
So Tom Waits, he's maybe a bit of an acquired taste. I'm also a big fan.
Still one of your favorites.
Not for everyone.
Yeah, but what about Tom Waits speaks to you?
I think his writing is brilliant, and it's amazing because he can be funny, it can be like abrasive, it can be like atonal, but he can also write these just beautiful songs. Like I was listening to a song with my mom yesterday called "A Soldier's Things," and it's just kind of a piano ballad, and his voice, it's not as gravelly and gritty as it is on other songs, you know? Mm-hmm. And that song, I mean, it like almost makes me cry. It's a beautiful song. Yeah. But then on the same album, you know, there's a song about like, you know, burning a house down with his significant other still in it, you know, because he didn't like her chihuahua. You know, it's all, he can be so many different things, Frank. But all of them are great. Yep. Frank's Wild Years.
Yeah.
Never did like that dog anyway.
Oh man,
the Piano's Been Drinking is still my favorite.
Yeah.
I can listen to that anytime.
Maybe sleep will find us at the dead end of this caffeine night. We're caught up from behind us at the trolley stop to set things right. Just another runway you're running towards. What you run from. Oh, baby's got a new confusion waiting for the rising sun. Steps, asking what was left to find. The prophet spoke beneath her breath as she read, "Our hearts and our minds." I've never been as lost as this. cheated me. Gardening caused another rift. It's not always black and white. There is no simple right or wrong. And this might be the world for you, but I don't feel like I belong.
Now, you mentioned the last two songs are on your new album. When is that due out?
Well, we got a little bit more tracking to do, and then we're gonna mix it. But we're basically done with the tracking. I don't like to say a date until it's like done.
Okay.
Because albums have a half-life. You get halfway done every time you go back in. So we're halfway done.
Halfway done. So we'll wait for the other half.
Yeah. But it's close.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Well, we're super excited to have you guys out at this, but also that you're coming back to Music for the Revolution Festival. And last year was the first time you guys played, and we had a ton of people come up and just ask, who was that? I mean, you really struck a chord with the audience that year. So a lot of people are excited you guys are coming back, and we're definitely excited about that. So thank you for being a part of that, and also thank you for being part of 10,000 Songs for Good. These live recordings then are going to be used to help raise funds for the nonprofit work of Music for the Revolution. And we've been working on various environmental issues. Like you'll remember last year, we really focused a lot on what was going on with San Onofre. So we've continued to do work with public watchdogs, and we'll continue to do some more work, and this really helps with what we're doing. So we really want to thank you for that. We also want to thank our sponsor for today's show. So we have, drumroll, Shauna from Brooktown Kitchen and Coffee in Fallbrook here, and they have been good supporters for what we're doing too, and they're supporting our sponsors for this particular episode. So we want to say thank you, Shauna.
Thank you, Shauna. Best coffee in town.
Yes, and also our engineer Shay Thompson does a fantastic
Shay,
job.
another shout out for Shay.
Yes, and
Very
we're of
right
course at Sonic Rocket Studios, which we really like as well. They have fantastic facilities here. So, really, again, thank you guys so much for coming out.
And thank you guys for doing what you're doing too. We appreciate it. So we always try to keep a conscious element to the music that we're making. So it's important. We only have one environment, so
Yeah,
Nice.
well, that's the power of music, right? Help
Absolutely.
bring people together and help educate, and that's what we're trying to do. So, thank you for being a part of it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
For the performance.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we're out.
All right.
We're out.
Cool.
That's right.